How's it going, everybody? CKJ Undecided here, bringing you another, yet again, a Killing Floor 2 video. And today I thought I would kind of talk about something a bit fitting. So if you don't know what today is, if you don't know what's so special about today, today is, in America, the 8th of November, which is election day. Now, I don't want to get too political, too deep into this, because I know it's a bit of a touchy subject. You've got Clinton supporters, you've got Trump supporters, you've got people who support, obviously, Stein or Jill Stein or Gary, that other bloke who doesn't even know what Aleppo is. He probably knows now, but as I speak, the election is getting quite interesting because the votes are being counted and a candidate will be elected. And as I speak, or as I am making this video rather, Trump is currently in the lead, which could be seen as a good thing, could be seen as a bad thing. I'm not only, but let me rephrase this. I'm an Australian, so as an Australian, it doesn't really make as much difference to me as, say, Prime Minister. Our Prime Minister. I mean, we haven't really had any good Prime Ministers anyway, but yes, it's still kind of semi-important. So, a question would be, if I could support someone, who would I support? And I might as well just say it. I reckon that Trump has far better stances and ideologies than Clinton ever will. I know this is extremely political, and I know it's a game, and the two don't really mix, but I think it's important to talk about politics. I think it's important that people understand how it works. For example, it's not just the president, you also have the Senate, which obviously both parties want to get as many seats as they can, which is kind of similar to Australia. In Australia, we have the, pretty sure we've still got a Senate, or a House of Representatives, and the lower House of Representatives. But the point is that as much as you have a leader, if you don't secure seats in Senates or Houses of Representatives, it's going to be harder for you to get your ideologies across. So if you say, I want to do this as a, say a Democrat, but a lot of the Senate turns out to be Republican, it's going to be a bit harder to some extent to get your views across, unless they're good on both sides. Or a better example, because I don't 100% understand American politics as much as Australian politics. In Australia, if you say you're Labor and you get elected, you're PM, and you get your Labor, you get elected. But if the Senate and the House of Representatives consist mostly of Liberals, yes, Liberals, it's going to be a bit harder for you to kind of push anything through unless a lot of people are cool with it. So, as much as, like, whoever gets in, if it's hard for either of them to get their viewpoints across, or things they want to do or introduce across, it could be a very interesting government. Not necessarily good interesting, not necessarily bad interesting, just interesting. So that's pretty much all that's really happening there. I just kind of wanted to explain that even if, say, Hillary or Trump was elected, depending on who is in the Senate, that could change a lot. I'm sorry if I got any of that wrong or the names mixed up, but that's kind of the basics of how it works. So if the person you wanted in doesn't get in, don't worry. If the Senates are tight, if the process, the people in which part of the process to get stuff through is tied or against the candidate, it could be very tied. Per se, they wouldn't be able to get as much through as they might be. But again, don't want to get too political. I know I said I didn't want to earlier, and I just basically explained the whole system. But you know, anyway, let's talk about something a bit better, a bit less controversial, a bit more probably not family friendly. But the release of Killing Floor 2 is in 9 days Australian time. But Australian time's probably closer to 10, but it's the 9th here, so 18th November, the official release. It's going to be good. They're going to be releasing a new perk tree called Survivalist, and they've kind of described Survivalist as a jack of all trades, master of none. And if you don't know what that means, basically kind of a little bit good at everything, but not necessarily extremely, not specializing in one certain area. Just does a bit of everything. Similar to this class's specialization is in turning Zeds into roast beef. The survivalist won't necessarily maybe have as good traits as burning stuff as obviously Flammenwerferman, Pyro, Firebug. Got there in the end. And they also want to release one new weapon that could be 2 or could be 1. It was vague and not vague, but it doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense to me. It's a mace and a shield. My accuracy is terrible today. I apologize. I should be ashamed of myself. And I'm pretty sure it's 1 weapon. So you'll have the shield in one hand, mace in the other maybe. Use the shield to block, the mace to attack. And apparently from what I read, and I could be wrong and misquoting, but it said something on the lines of microwave gun. No, not microwave gun. Kill me. But so I just had a flashback. I'm still having a flashback. Just give me a second. It's coming to me. Nope. Yep. Nope. Nah. Yeah, sorry. A alternative to the Devastate Eviscerator. You know that chainsaw weapon? Sorry, I don't use Berserker a lot. I'm just gonna kill myself. No, but yeah, so release is coming soon. It's coming on the PC and the PS4. And they've already said the specs won't really change at all. But it'll be interesting to see if, or how rather, they control custom maps, if they do control custom maps. Doubt they will. It will probably just be the same as it is now. Bit of a free-for-all. I am really inaccurate today, uncoordinated. That's probably a bit of a better generalization. Well, that got chunky rather quickly. So yeah, well, it's kind of... Oh, level 3. You can't even touch me. I think I'm ready for Hell on Earth, guys. So join me as I solo level 3 Firebug Hell on Earth. Level 3 is a high enough level, right? Pfft. Die. Okay, fun fact, oh god, it's a Scrake. Burn! Burn them all! Use the Flammenwerfer. And anyone speaking German is, I know German is probably gonna hate me because I probably like me to pronounce at least 3 of those words, you know, Flammenwerfer. I'm just fucking, don't hate. Why am I throwing cash at the zombies? That's Flammenwerfer, Flammen, Flammenthrower. There we go. Keep both sides of the keep both sides happy. So who wants some roast Scrake, everybody? What is this? Donkey Konged at you. Well then, that was interesting. You right? Okay, then that was an interesting round, to say the least. That was, again, I think the word interesting comes to mind. Okay, so this is good. I've got the microwave gun, so if it is Dr. Hans Volta, sorry, I'm kind of sad. But if it's not, then shotgun time. I should probably heal A. Boom. Oh, and one thing I was going to mention was the survivalist perks. I wonder if it's going to semi-outrank the medic for healing with its 25% faster regen and 20% more healing. 25% regeneration on the syringes as well as the darts. Oh, what's that, dude? That do much damage? That do much damage? Do you like that? Huh? Do you like it? This is pretty good. I think that was a misquotation by my character there. He just referred to patriarch as her. Now, not being sexist. Aww. Aww. That was sad. That was R.I.P. Well, that's it, guys. I'm gonna kill myself. That was too disgraceful. I can't live. Maybe I'll see you in the next video, but I probably won't. Okay, it's too shameful. I'll level up those. Mission failed. We'll get him next time. That. I'll maybe see you again, guys, but until then, stay strong and don't get smacked off a building by a large ass Z, alright? Kills. See yous.